Hi there, you're watching the Gardens and Graveyards channel. My name is Charisma and today we're meeting in the herb garden and I'm doing a quick before video of a project that we are about to embark upon. I just wanted to make sure that we got the before footage. I have to work my day job tomorrow and Spencer will most likely start on the project while I'm gone, but I wanted to make sure that you see what we're working with and what our plan is, and it will probably be a 2-part video, maybe even 3-part, because we're definitely making some big changes in the herb garden. So let me turn the camera around and show you what my plan is. So this is my herb garden and it's terraced. There's 3 levels on this side and there's 4 levels on this side. And Spencer built this terrace for us. I think it's been 5 years now. This was just a big hillside and it was all crocosmia and vinca and geranium. So we pulled all the vinca. The vinca went from like here all the way over. We pulled all this vinca out and we put it up there. That little patch right there is vinca from this area. We pulled it out of here and we left vinca from here to here because it is holding the hillside and I didn't know like exactly what I wanted to do. I had planned on creating this like waterfall of succulents and I thought that I would expand it to this whole corner so you could see like the terrace goes from here. You can see the board. The terrace goes here and here in straight lines, and we were going to make this all succulents. Well, the first couple of years it was a really beautiful waterfall of succulents. It's very hard to maintain the way that it's set up. So over the last 2 years the vinca has creeped back in, the horsetail has creeped back in, so has the geranium, and now we have morning glory and dandelion and the whole everything. So it's time to tear all of this out and we are then going to install cement pavers so that we can put containers on the pavers with mint. Oh, I have not planted mint anywhere in the herb garden because mint will take over the world if you put it in the ground. So I needed to put my mint in containers that either don't have a drain hole or don't have anywhere for the roots to go. So those containers will be sitting on cement pavers on feet, and I'll be able to see if any roots are coming out of the drain hole and root prune them so that I could have multiple varieties of mint without them running amok in the garden. That being said, once this is all removed and rejuvenated, we also have way too much comfrey. It started with just this patch, but it has moved down and now we have like 5 giant comfrey plants. We really only need 1. So I need to dig those out. And we're just going to rejuvenate, like we're just going to change some things up. We're going to remove the walking Egyptian onions and find a new place for the lovage. We're going to plant our blueberries up on the terrace once they're done doing their berry thing. So that'll be this fall. But we're going to get the terrace all ready. Same with over here. The verbena's gone kind of wild. We've, you know, pretty much everything else is okay in there except the the verbena is kind of wild and there's a couple of weeds. But down here, the succulents that I had up on this waterfall, all of these white flowers are succulent. And my intention really wasn't for this whole bed to be succulents. So we will be repurposing the succulents to other parts of the garden. And we may put succulents back up in this area once we have cleared it out and created a way to maintain it easier. I don't know. But that is the plan. So I just wanted to give you that little before shot of what's going to be happening down here. And obviously we're going to be taking you along on the process so you could see exactly what we do and where we move plants and why we get rid of specific ones. I'll be talking about all of that as we go along. So I hope you enjoy this video. can see how much cleaner it is underneath the rosemary now. And we started to clear out all of the ferns and crocosmia at the top, and now we can begin pulling the vinca. The vinca is a vine. I'll get closer so you can see what it looks like. It's this vine right here. It will pull and roll like a carpet. It's a technique that I learned. It's a technique that I learned when I was an apprentice, getting my horticulture degree, and I was working for the city of Lake Oswego, and we did a lot of forest conservation, removing ivy off of trees and pulling it away. There's acres and acres of ivy, so you can't just like get rid of all of it. So we would pull and roll and leave them 8 to 10 feet away from each tree, making a ring. But you can also do that with blackberry, any kind of vining plant that you want to remove. You could pull it out, roll it up like some carpet, and it's really easy to just pick up and move to a different location. I'll do it a little more carefully with the vinca because I'm going to then unroll it, and hopefully it will root in where I want it to grow. So here's the rosemary from up top. We did remove quite a bit off the top of the rosemary, and again just cleaned it up underneath, got it off of this container, out of the pathway, and this is the pile that we ended up with that we will be composting. And then I have an entire paper sack filled with rosemary that I can use in the kitchen or smudge sticks or whatever I want. I really prefer to use fresh rosemary on poultry and fish. So my kitchen is literally right there. I just walk out here and get rosemary. Obviously I have plenty, but I will dry some to use in tea. And we'll make a garlic rosemary oil with some of it. And then I'll probably give some away. But we don't need to keep all of it. Well, I worked up a sweat on that one. Try to get out here before the sun caught up with me, but of course the sun is right where I was working and not where it's still shady where I began, but anyhow, we got good progress. I'm going to turn the camera around. I'll show you what I did and why, and then I'm really hoping we could get over to the vinca, pull that, get it over here. So what we did is we had started pulling ivy away from the tree a few feet regularly, but we hadn't gotten past that area really, and I needed to expose this hose, and I want a place to plant the vinca. So I rolled the ivy down the hill, and this is consistent with how the forestry takes care of ivy in the forest, is they just roll it up like carpet and move it away from the things that they don't want it climbing on. You can see, you might not be able to tell because it's sunny, but we have ivy climbing up this Giltheria, and I think there might be a rhodie in there. And then up this gulf area, you know, as time goes on, we are reclaiming this hillside. We will be continuing on with removing ivy. You could come up here. We also removed a dead stag that was right here. It's created beautiful winter interest, so we've left it, but we've now planted this forsythia, which is getting bigger, and this pampas grass. We don't really need that interest anymore. Remove that, and then moving further over, you could see we have all this ivy that's climbing up the power pole, etc. And so we need to get to that, but today's project is just about finding a place for the vinca. So we're gonna roll up the vinca just like we did with the ivy, a little more tenderly because I want to keep as many roots as possible. And we're gonna lay it right here on the other side of the hose. We'll keep it off of the hose and maybe just kind of tuck the hose under so we don't see it. This hose irrigates this bed of annuals, and we'll be adding another splitter with a sprinkler on it, and it will take care of these perennials. So the hose is necessary. I don't really want to look at it, but we'll plant the vinca on the other side of the hose, and then we'll, you know, eventually mulch over here. Show you over this direction. This ivy was all the way up to the road, and we've just kept it pulled back. There's blackberry and morning glory in here, so we're just always fighting this patch, but it stays in check so long as I, you know, check it every couple of months. A few years ago, the vinca was continued on where it is now over the other part of that part of the garden. Not making any sense, but we pulled it out and we just threw it right here without the intention of it growing. We just needed to put it somewhere, and then we kind of forgot about it because we had so much going on. That was the year, like the first spring, I think, we were in this house. So it does need to be weeded just like anything else. It's regular ground cover, but it does hold its own against the ivy. When the ivy does come over here, it doesn't really try to grow into the vinca. What we have a problem with the vinca is blackberry, bittercress, grass seed, or not bittercress, buttercup, blackberry, and grass seed, and occasionally a little bit of morning glory or bindweed. Anyhow, it's holding the hillside, which is part of the reason why I haven't just completely stripped out this ivy. The hill drops pretty significantly from here to down there. You could see kind of how the root of that tree goes down, and this one starts coming out. So the ivy does hold the bank and prevents erosion. So I'm trying to slowly replace it with things that aren't so invasive. Unfortunately, the vinca that I want to pull out is in full sun at this point. So it's from here to there and all down here. And I'm hoping it comes out easy. If it doesn't, we will soak it with water and come back to it in the evening. So the foliage will be dry, but the roots will be a little bit looser in the soil. So let's get after it. Well, the roots were hanging in there real tight, so I soaked the area, went ahead and watered the medicine garden, and we'll come back in the evening and see how things go. For now, I'm gonna take a break, have myself a shake, get some protein in me, and yeah, enjoy my afternoon. We'll reconvene shortly. Is done, and now we get to do the more fun part. Yes, we will get to this, but the project that I'm working on right now is to get some mint in some pots. So you can probably see those stacks of pavers up there. We're going to be staggering them along here and putting big pots on them for our mint. And we will take you along on that process when it happens. Now that this is clear, the rest of the project will be super easy. We will like root around and make sure there's no residual weeds that we need to take out, or roots that we need to take out. You could see how sandy, how sandy our soil is. So it's really easy to weed out once you do so. Anyhow, yeah. So Spencer is not home right now. So as soon as he does get home, he will help me lift this and roll it back out on the ivy patch that we removed. It's actually quite heavy. But I did my best to like shake out soil because I didn't want to lose tons of soil up here, and I wanted to lighten the load. So it shouldn't be a big deal. I just need his help to lift it and get it up there, and then we can move on. So excited. Well, now the first part of the hard part of the project is done. And I'm gonna leave this video like this. So pulling ivy, pulling vinca, replacing the hillside ivy pole with vinca. That is going to be it for this video, and then we will share how we structure the medicine garden in another video for the mint plants. I hope that you are celebrating your life, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.